All right, we're rocking and rolling, everybody. How's it going? Big news today. Holy crap. Who would have thought this shit just kind of came out of nowhere, at least a little bit unexpected? I think maybe, some of us thought this could have happened on Saturday or something like that. But man, huge news today. Let's see who we've got in here so far. We've got Jose. Batfleck is back. Yep. We got Zack P. What up, man? Sorry I haven't been around lately. Batfleck. Pretty sure this should seal the deal on Keaton. Batman Beyond better happen now. Oh, man. We're going to be getting a ton of stuff. What are you hoping for with Keaton's return? Man, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really curious as to what the context of why is his Batman in this? What's the deal with that? What's the story? I don't know. What's the context? That's kind of what I'm curious about. Eric Patterson in the house. What a day, man. We're eating good as DC fans, man. It's like Thanksgiving dinner, every week as a DC fan lately. Phenomenal, man. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like totally unexpected, part of me never wanted to believe or accept Ben Affleck wouldn't come back. There was always just kind of something in the back of my head, no, man, he's not totally done. But I don't know, it's just awesome to sort of see the Zack Snyder pocket of the DCEU sort of coming back around. There's a couple years there where it was it's everything was just sort of trying to get away from that, and it's just awesome to see it kind of coming full circle. Skullcon. This news really makes me think Affleck still wants to make his movie. Dude, I totally agree. I'm right there with you. We've got Craig in the house. God, I can't believe Batfleck is back. I was hoping for Clooney. Dude, I was hoping for Kilmer, man. But Batman Forever is one of my favorite Batman movies. But a lot of people are, talking about, articles and stuff like that. But I want to go to Vanity Fair's article. And Anthony Bresnikan is actually the one who, broke this news. And there's some good quotes in here to really talk about too. But anyway, this is from the Brez from Vanity Fair. Batman Forever strives for a chance, or Batman, it's kind of funny. It starts with Batman Forever. Batman Forever strives for a chance to set things right. That may finally happen with Ben Affleck's version of the crime fighter. The Argo director brooding Dark Knight is coming back for one more movie, with Affleck agreeing to return as Bruce Wayne in the upcoming big screen version of The Flash. Vanity Fair has learned. Portrayals of Batman always ignite furious debate among fans, and Affleck's selection for the part continues to provoke intense discussion even years after he first donned the cowl. Some love him, some disparage him, some refuse to see him in the role from the very beginning, while others consider him an underrated favorite who deserved more chances to play the role on screen. This does not disrupt the Batman film starring Robert Pattinson, who remains the future of the franchise. We'll see. But the Flash movie, which is planned for release in summer 2022, fingers crossed it keeps that release date, right? Will feature fast-moving hyperhero Barry Allen, played by Ezra Miller, breaking the bonds of physics to crash into various parallel dimensions where he'll encounter slightly different versions of DC's classic heroes. It's an adaptation of DC's 2011 Flashpoint series of comic book crossovers, directed by Andy Muschietti, the filmmaker behind the recent adaptations of Stephen King's It and It Chapter 2. Andy Muschietti, man, it's almost like he's been given sort of complete control of this movie. We heard a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago. I think it was late spring that Ezra Miller was gonna co-write the script. Oh, I forget the name of the comic book writer. Damn it. But anyway, Ezra Miller was going to co-write the script with a popular comic book writer. He wasn't fond of like the script that the game night directors sort of like wrote up. It was going to be that they were trying to go a more like fun, maybe a more like MCU type movie, I guess. And then Andy Muschietti comes in, and it's like, okay, well, now what are we doing? And then the whole viral video of Ezra Miller popped up, and nobody really knew what was kind of going on with that. But it really just sort of getting into this article. I mean, the It franchise has made a crap ton of money, but it's really interesting. Like we got the news a couple months ago that Michael Keaton was going to be in this movie. And in this article, there's quotes from Andy Muschietti confirming that Michael Keaton's in the movie and that they also wanted to bring Ben Affleck into this movie. His Batman has a dichotomy that is very strong, which is his masculinity because of the way he looks and the imposing figure that he has in his jawline. But he's also very vulnerable, Muschietti said in an interview. He knows how to deliver from the inside out that vulnerability. He just needs a story that allows him to bring that contrast, that balance. Affleck got the script at the end of last week and agreed this week to join the project. He is a very substantial part of the emotional impact of the movie. The interaction and the relationship between Barry and Affleck's Wayne will bring an emotional level that we haven't seen before, the director added. It's Barry's movie, it's Barry's story, but their characters are more related than we think. They both lost their mothers to murder, and that's one of the emotional vessels of the movie. That's where the Affleck Batman kicks in. He also added, I'm glad to be collaborating with someone who has been on both sides of the camera too. Muschietti said he understands. It's really awesome. Like, he's like, it's Barry Allen's story, but there's going to be a crap ton of Batman in this movie. And I'm curious, like, what's the angle? Like, he's going to be going into these different like dimensions, right? Through, I don't know. It's really interesting to kind of like, what's the story of this movie going to be as far as like incorporating these Batman characters? Is he just going to like, go into like the past or the future and stumble upon like Bruce Wayne working on the Batmobile? It's kind of interesting. But anyways, let's get back to you guys and sort of what you guys think of this news. But man, this is freaking awesome. It's like, it's like Christmas morning. You know what I mean? No. This is like Christmas Eve. This is like us opening like one present before like Christmas morning, because DC fandom is Christmas morning, right? We're just getting that one. We're sneaking in one present before Christmas morning. But anyway, Kilmer will be at Fandom. Yeah, man. I forgot the exact panel that he's on. Is he in the Legacy of the Bat panel, or is it something else? I'm not sure. But yeah, it's awesome Kilmer's attending, and especially with the state of his health, and but he seems like a pretty positive guy too. So Batman v Deathstroke should happen now. And sorry, video kicked in late. Didn't hear your thoughts on Keaton. Hey, I'm really looking forward to Keaton. I'm curious, like the involvement of Keaton though. Obviously, like in this article, it got into like Barry Allen's relationship with Bruce, and like that version of Batman is the the one that Barry Allen's sort of attached to and has a relationship with, the starting point. And obviously he's going to go, into a different dimension or universe, right? In the multiverse. And he's going to stumble upon Michael Keaton's Batman. I don't know. It's crazy stuff, man. It's their full on multiverse here. It's going to be rad. Do you think we will get Kevin Conroy in the Flash movie? I mean, I'd be down for that, but at the same time, like, I don't know. They did that in Crisis on Infinite Earths, right? Didn't they do that like this past fall? So I don't want it to be kind of too much of that. Anything is on the table now. Anything. That's right. Anything is possible. Like if you would have told me, like, I don't know, 6 months ago that Zack Snyder is going to be finished, like putting out his version of Justice League and Ben Affleck was going to be coming back to play Batman again, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, who the hell do you think you are? You trying to pull my leg? Eric Patterson, Saturday will be awesome. Dude, it's going to be incredible. I'm going to try and watch as much as I can, man. But at the same time, it's like, there's still stuff I have to do, you know? So we'll see. You know, I'll try and get in what I can, but Craig here. This will make Affleck the person who has played Batman the most 4 times. All right. That is interesting. Yeah, we got what? BVS, Suicide Squad, Justice League, and yeah, Flashpoint or The Flash, whatever they're calling this thing. That's awesome. What are your favorite pans? I don't know what you mean there. Oh, panels. What are your favorite panels? Well, I mean, I'm going to try and watch what I can. I mean, there's so many, I don't know, a lot of the smaller ones, I don't know if I'll be able to watch. Maybe like when they replay as encore or whatever they're calling that, I might be able to squeeze it in. But, you know, right now I'm aiming for, you know, the major movies. So Wonder Woman, the Suicide Squad, Black Adam, The Flash, obviously, the Batman, Zack Snyder's Justice League. Right there, like that's you know, what, 5, I suppose. There's a Shazam 2 one, I think, but that one I'm not as I would say that was not as high on the list, I suppose. I want to see the Snyderverse continued with Batfleck, Cavill, Cyborg, Momoa, Godot, Jeremy Irons, Commissioner Gordon, everybody. I was never on board with Matt Reeves' version. You know, I'm really curious not really curious. Like, I know Matt Reeves can deliver a top tier Batman movie, but at the same time, like, I'm still cautious about, like, maybe not necessarily cautious, but like, I just kind of want to know, like, is it just going the Joker route where it's just completely out of like continuity, which is fine. You know what I mean? But I know Robert Pattinson has the acting chops. Matt Reeves has the directing chops. You know, Andy Serkis as Alfred. I want to see that. You know what I mean? And I forget the dude's name that's playing the Riddler. He's in There Will Be Blood. I can't think of his name right now. Drawing a blank. God damn it. But that dude's phenomenal too. I mean, Zoe Kravitz is great. I kind of want to see more of her range though. I haven't really seen many of her films, but Big Little Lies, I watched that. She's great in that. Val Kilmer has been moved to the 12th. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they announced like a lot of like the CW and TV stuff. Yeah, they moved it to the 12th. Oh, we got Purple Boy for Purple Film up in here. My wife decided to go to the zoo on Saturday. Otherwise, I'd be watching the entire show. Dang. Hey, man, the zoo's fun too. My wife's actually she's got the day off tomorrow. She's taking our daughter with my wife's friend to the zoo tomorrow afternoon while my ass is stuck at work. But it's all good. It's all good. But, well, are you go? So, yeah, you're going to the zoo too. We'll have a good time at the zoo, man. Let me know if you want to pop up in here too. What are your favorite pants? Oh, you're funny, dude. Zach P, my girlfriend doesn't understand multiple Batmans. I will take 18 at a time. I don't give a shit. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's like my wife too. Like, I don't know if she necessarily cares all that much, but like, she knew it was a big deal with Ben Affleck coming back. You know, it's like, that's all the internet's really talking about. As far as like movies and like comic book movies, today so far. Paul Dano, thank you for the clarification and dropping facts. Yeah, Paul Dano, Man, dude, that guy's going to be phenomenal as the Riddler. I fully believe that. Tell your wife you don't want to see her family at the zoo. Just kidding. Call in sick. Say they closed the zoo due to the pandemic. Oh, that's funny stuff. Is Batfleck coming back for Zack's Justice League reshoots? That's sort of up in the air. I think he'd be fully down to do that. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Obviously, there's like movies shooting now and stuff like that. But, Zack was pretty much given full range to sort of do what he needed. And I think even the additional scenes and stuff he wanted to add to the movie, I don't think they were like huge set piece sequences. They're sort of like little bits here and there. Like there was the sequence with Swanwick in the hallway of Lois Lane's apartment, revealing that he's Martian Manhunter, that he wanted to add. That I think he initially planned on doing that in LA, and for whatever reason, just, he never had the opportunity to do that. So yeah, and I think that's something small that they could easily do on like a weekend or like a day, with a small crew. So I don't think it'd be anything, that could stop. I guess like the pandemic would get really in the way. They obviously have to take their precautions with stuff like that, but I think they could easily do that. Paul Dano, don't like him. Very punchable face. Oh, guess that works for the Riddler. Dude, him and Prisoners. Oh my God. Very punchable in the movie Prisoners, and Hugh Jackman's character proves that. But, oh my God. He's a phenomenal actor, though. I mean, he was acting right there alongside Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood, man. He's got the chops. I'm curious what he's going to deliver as the Riddler, though. Craig says no reshoots, maybe just additional photography, right? So he's not redoing scenes that have been already reshot. He's just adding bits here and there. And we want Victor Koo to be able to go on set and witness some more stuff being shot. He got the clapper board for the fan poster contest. I'd like to see like a photo of the guy alongside Zack. Maybe like Zack, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Ray Fisher, or I guess the whole Justice League crew, like right at the catering table. Taking like a selfie or something with Victor Koo. Wouldn't that be rad? Like imagine being Victor Koo in that moment. That'd be awesome. The teaser with the giant feet, was that in the theatrical version or tied more to BVS? I don't think that was in. I don't remember seeing that in the theatrical version. At least from that angle, I guess. I don't know. Like when we finally get Zack Snyder's Justice League, like I wanna take like the theatrical cut and like cut out like the stuff that is actually Zack scenes and just do a full on like the Whedon cut and just see like how much they used of Zack's and how much was Whedon's, just to really see how much was used. And I don't know, like that's sort of interesting to me, like how much they overhauled this freaking movie. You know what I mean? Not that I really need to watch it, but just as far as like editing and cutting up and seeing how much was used. But I mean, we'll sort of be able to tell when we watch the movie next year on HBO Max. Paul Dano should have played Daniel Radcliffe's part in Swiss Army Man. Hey, he could have done it, man. I wouldn't even mind Jared Leto's Joker coming back. Hey, to some people, that is in the works, depending on who you talk to, right? Craig, you know what I'm talking about. Zach here. I heard Zach say Jared Leto's Joker was in the quantum treadmill scene from BVS On the Other Side. Really? When was that? Was that like when he did his was that when he did like the Pasadena Art Institute sort of like watch thing with Watchmen, BVS, and uh Dawn of the Dead? Did he say it at that? The foot landing scene was replaced by a cutaway and sound effects in the theatrical cut for some dumb reason. Okay. But now with Batfleck coming back, couldn't they be tying it all together now? Snyderverse, Reevesverse. I mean, it's possible, but it all sort of comes down to just the multiverse in general. And there is a panel with like Jim Lee and I think maybe even like Walter Hamada is on it, with these guys talking about just the multiverse. And hopefully they get into like kind of how maybe the movies are using that. It'd be nice to kind of have a little bit of clarification, I guess, on that stuff. Responded on Twitter. Okay, so Zach responded to somebody on Twitter when he was asked. All right. Okay. But yeah, as far as like the multiverse, now that we know they're going full multiverse, you know, everything can really be connected. But I don't know. It'd just be nice to kind of hear like those guys sort of talk on maybe their approach with like the movies and stuff. Joker, Deathstroke, Batman, and Flash. Oh, and Cyborg. What's that? And is that on the quantum treadmill scene? Is that what you're talking about still? That they were all on the other side of the quantum treadmill when Barry broke through the Speed Force to talk to Bruce. But I mean, with Zack Snyder's Justice League, man, like I'm still so looking forward to just hearing more of like Junkie XL's score, like just the 12-second little teaser that we got this morning. It's like completely tonally different than, it's just like it shows you how much of a change just having a different piece of music laying underneath like the film can really like make a difference. It's going to be night and day, like comparing the movie. Like if you're going to take the same scene and it's going to be totally different. It's going to be freaking awesome. They're having the multiverse panel on Saturday, so maybe they'll explain Snyderverse and Reevesverse. That would be nice. We've got Amshri in here. Hey Rex, Batfleck's back. Hashtag Batfleck forever. Ooh, yeah, I like Batfleck forever, man. I also like Batman forever too. But yeah, man, phenomenal news. I can't believe it, man. I still can't believe it. Reading these articles and, you know, seeing everybody interacting on Twitter and everybody doing like live streams and stuff. You know, just sort of like celebrating the news. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. I've seen JL probably 5 times, so I don't need to see it again for comparison. And there will be a ton of videos. Man, 5 times. I think I've maybe seen it twice. Cool Jim Lee design t-shirt. Yeah, I got the Jim Lee Trinity shirt here. I'm rocking it. I felt it was an appropriate occasion. You know what I mean? And Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Hey, when I first saw BVS, I was a little jarred. Like there were some people like, oh man, I hated Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. But at the same time, he's not really like the Lex Luthor. Like he's not like Lex Luthor was his dad and his dad's dad. And Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor may have even killed him. I don't know. That's just kind of I think a theory that's out there. Maybe Zack even confirmed that, but it's really grown on me. And the more I watch BVS, like I really like Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor now. Like the whole like Jolly Rancher sequence, oh, I love it, man. I love it. It just feels like he's just eating up the scenery when when he's acting with like Henry Cavill, when he reveals that he abducted Martha, and if Superman doesn't go fight and kill Batman, he's gonna execute his mom. Like that whole scene is phenomenal. I love Eisenberg in that. How friggin' badass if James Gunn announces error cut. Well, I don't. James Gunn wouldn't be the one to announce the error cut, though, right? I think that'd be a little weird. I'd want like David Ayer to like pop up on the stream with maybe James Gunn, and I don't know, maybe they could talk, and David Ayer would maybe announce it. I don't know, but I'd like David Ayer to have the honor of announcing it. I think that'd be rad. We've got South Cali guy in here. What's up, man? I just retweeted a low res video that was taken of the possible new Wonder Woman 84 trailer coming soon. Assuming anyone is interested in it. Also, hey Matt, glad I made it. Dude, thanks for hopping on. I'll have to check that out though. Does it have Cheetah in there? I'm really curious to see Kristen Wiig's Cheetah. And that's maybe the main like thing I'm cautious about with Wonder Woman 84. As long I guess also with the tone and stuff. It seems pretty like campy, and I don't know, just the whole 80s thing. I just don't want it to be kind of a gimmick, if you know what I mean. Like 80s stuff is really becoming a gimmick as of late. Like people are just trying to like capitalize on the popularity of like, I don't know, shows like Stranger Things. It's just like, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. What are you looking forward to most in the multiverse? I mean, if we're talking multiverse, like outside of like the DCEU, like what we sort of know currently as the DCEU, I mean, with Flashpoint, I'm really looking forward to, what Barry Allen's going to experience in the Speed Force. Michael Keaton, if we're considering Matt Reeves' Batman movie in the multiverse, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I guess all of it. The video shows Barbara attacking Wonder Woman. Don't think she was Cheetah though. Okay. And from what I've kind of read, there might be like some stages of her like powers, I guess. Like maybe by the end of the movie, she's full blown like Cheetah, like she's become a monster or something like that. I don't know. Oh my God, that John Williams score in 89 Batman score pissed me off. I thought it was cool for a second, but then it made me realize the film had no identity. Dude, right there. You nailed it right there. That's okay. So when I had heard Danny Elfman was coming in and, Junkie XL sort of stepped away or was fired, I was really disappointed, but at the same time, it's like, okay, this is Danny Elfman. We're gonna hear the 89 Batman theme in this thing. It's gonna be in there. And I was really optimistic with Danny Elfman coming in. But at the same time, he hadn't really made any scores in the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years that I thought were all that great. And then he, had his interview and his comments, and then he was talking about like how, well, there's only one Batman theme. There's only one Batman theme. His theme, right? I thought like that guy was full of shit. And then the movie came out, and like you said, like it just felt really lackluster, and it just doesn't fit. Like there's the There's the part where you hear a little bit of the Batman theme when Batfleck is on like the gargoyle with like the Grim Reaper gargoyle or whatever that was right before he meets Commissioner Gordon and the rest of the Justice League. And it's like, okay, they just kind of slipped it in there, and I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. But then there was the sequence in Chernobyl or whatever, and you hear the full on Batman theme when like Batman's in the Batmobile, and it's just like, oh, this just doesn't work. It does not work. Who do you think will be Green Lantern, Hawkman? I see so much stuff on like Twitter of people talking about Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't necessarily believe it, but I like if he pops up in a cameo, like I won't be surprised just because of how much like people are talking about it, and like there's people that know other people who know other people. So I won't be fully like blown away by that if it becomes true. But I'm not like the biggest Ryan Reynolds fan. But ultimately, I don't really care too much as long as it's like a good actor. Like, and I know like you can look at somebody and like visually see them in the role, but as long as it's somebody who's good, that's kind of all I sort of care. But I mean, if you would have told me like 10 years ago, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor, I'd be like, you're full of shit, man. What are you thinking like that for? But it works. So I don't know. I don't know. But off the top of my head, I don't really have any good suggestions. There was, I saw rumors. People are talking about Alexander Skarsgård for Hawkman. I think he sort of like looks the part I think he's a good actor. I think he'd do a great job. We've got Niner for Life in here. How's it going, man? Welcome to the live stream. I'm used to Jesse now. He's Lex Luthor begins. I want to see more of him, man. I do. And Eisenberg's confirmed that we're gonna get a little bit more of him in Zack's cut. So looking forward to that. Did you guys also see that? I don't know if it was the end of the little teaser trailer, but it just said the Snyder cut. So is it not going to be Zack Snyder's Justice League? Because he was talking about there's some legal reasons for that. So maybe it's official that it's not going to be Zack Snyder's Justice League just because it kind of shows there's maybe ownership there. So do you guys think it's going to be like Justice League, the Snyder cut, or something else? Or do you still think it's going to be Zack Snyder's Justice League? Let me know. Craig, try watching Star Wars without music. It sucks. So I would compare watching Justice League with Danny Elfman or Junkie XL to Yakety Yak, Sax, and Mozart. Yeah, watching Star Wars on without music is weird. It is weird. I feel like The Last Jedi maybe had a version. I don't remember if it's just the score. I feel like the Blu-ray had a version where it was like just the score, or maybe it was just the acting without the score. It was one or the other. The themes only play for like 10 seconds at a time, so it's pointless, and then the rest is tone deaf Avengers theme. That's true. Yeah, it doesn't fit. I mean, it doesn't even fit with like the rest of Danny Elfman's score. Internet Master 1, thank you. Yeah, it's the Jim Lee Trinity right here. Reynolds has been trolling it. The Hawkman or Green Lantern or both. But yeah, I remember he put out that tweet, and then Dwayne Johnson responded saying, "You are Hawkman," right? Something like that. They're a pretty funny duo. My dream is Snyder's JL leads to a Snyderverse that includes a Man of Steel 2 and a JL2 with Batfleck or Keaton or Thomas Wayne. Well, I would like it to even go to 3. JL3. That's another big question in the air. Like, obviously, he's getting total freedom to finish his movie, but what's after? You know, he's got Army of the Dead is, well, he's got some more. He's replacing that comedian that, you know, got blasted on the internet, right, for some accusations. Um, so he has to do some more filming with that actress who's replacing him. But what's next for Zack Snyder? You know, in a year and a half, once Zack's JL is out for us to all to see, what's next on his table? That's what I want to know. I'm sure he already has an idea too, but will it be Justice League 2? Will AT&T and HBO Max give him the opportunity? That would be awesome if they do. What would you think if Junkie did some rendition of the Justice League cartoon music? I'm not too sure how I would feel if they did that. The theme is great, but he probably has to do his own thing. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know, like, I don't know. And that's another thing. Like, composers don't really. I think there's some composers like Michael Giacchino stepping into like do like Rogue One where he has to bring in, you know, some themes, but at the same time do a lot of his own. I just feel like there's some composers that don't want to be like contained to certain boundaries as far as like music, a certain like a small box, you know what I mean? Especially like Junkie XL, he was, you know, planning on doing, I'd assume 3 hours, 3.5 hours, right? I mean, who really knows? I mean, say if Zack stayed on the Justice League till the end, like how would he really have gotten that 214 cut in theaters? But like now it's even longer, right? So Junkie XL has to create more music than he had originally even planned on doing. You know, all the little connective tissue, you know, certain scenes are even stretched out even longer. You know, if this thing's 4 hours long, a TV series, you know what I mean? 6 episodes, whatever they're planning on doing. He has more music to make than from even before. So it's I don't know. I would like to see, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if in this movie, but in some capacity. I don't know if it's just maybe Jay Oliva could incorporate that in one of his animated films. That would be cool. I'm hyped for Wonder Woman 84. One of the few good things that could come out of all this madness is that they kill it on the cheetah effects. I really hope they deliver. It could look phenomenal if done right, but you know, if they just do a sort of mediocre job, I think it could. I don't think it would look all that great. But yeah, that's one of the big things I'm curious about with Wonder Woman 84 is just like what is Kristen Wiig gonna look like as Cheetah? And it's sort of just kind of like a weird character, like human cheetah hybrid. You know, it's a weird thing. I hope they can pull it off. I'm always humming Wonder Woman's theme. I wish Superman's was a little more hummable. I mean, I think the Hans Zimmer one is pretty hummable. But yeah, the Wonder Woman theme, I would say that's maybe the most popular as far as like just pop culture to come out of like the DCEU as far as like the music. I mean, there's people's grandmas that are humming the Wonder Woman movie or Wonder Woman theme coming out of the BVS, you know, or Wonder Woman the movie. I think Ryan Reynolds' days are over in superhero movies. Deadpool 2 sucked and Marvel doesn't seem interested, but again, anything is on the table. Yeah, that's one of the things that like I'm kind of getting tired of is like Ryan Reynolds is always like the number one sort of like suggestion for any like comic book character. It just gets a little old. But hey, I would like to see him as Green Lantern again. I don't think like there's parts of that movie that I think are pretty freaking awesome. Like I went to see that thing opening night at midnight. I mean, they were still doing midnight screenings in 2011. And everything on like Owa I thought was awesome. Like the visual effects were cool. And the thing is like the suit works on the aliens, like the other lanterns that are like CG, and even uh Sinestro. Like Mark Strong has like the makeup and stuff, but it like works on that sort of design, but it just looked weird on like Ryan Reynolds, like the CGI suit. But I just kind of think the movie sort of like falls apart, and you know some of the humor like I don't think is really that great. But I'd like to see him maybe get a second shot at it with a better writer and better director. I think it could be awesome. Uh, he always plays the same character, but whatever. Yeah, I totally agree with that, and then I feel that way with The Rock too. Like, dude, step out of your comfort zone. Do a drama, something like that. It's always just these like high profile action movies, like his character from San Andreas, Baywatch, Rampage. Like, they could all be the same guy. It's like, do something else. It's not like I don't like The Rock, but it's just like getting dealt the same cards every movie with the guy. I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But or do like a, I don't know. It's just he does sort of like tonally the movies are all sort of the same, where they're these massive budget, action packed, like fun, I don't know, easily digestible, like fast food movies. But I don't know. That's just me. Stoked for Harry Lennox. Yeah, man. Martian Manhunter. I really hope they're able to film that. And I think there was like a direct message like screenshot going around with like some dude and Harry Lennox like talking about they were filming the scene like last Friday, but nobody really knows if it's true or not. So I'm gonna go with it's probably not, but it could be. So who knows? I would also like to see Michelle Pfeiffer cameo, or if they're spinning off Keaton, then just her coming back in a sequel. That would be rad. I mean, depending on the context of Keaton's Batman and Flashpoint, you could have Selena Kyle and Keaton's Batman like married or together in some capacity in that movie. But I don't know, like how much Batman is actually going to be in Flashpoint. I mean, they say it's still Barry's movie, but I'm not sure. Ryan Reynolds should just crash every panel. That one with I don't know, he did it with Hugh Jackman. Wasn't that fake? I saw I didn't watch like the actual panel, but from what I saw online, I thought it was just like a fake kind of like edited video where he crashed. I don't know if it was a Comic-Con panel with Hugh Jackman or what, but I did think that was pretty hilarious. I know Zack has the zombie movie for Netflix. Yep. Still up in the air if that's going to be coming out this October. I thought they originally planned it for Halloween this year. But I don't think he has too much to sort of reshoot with that actress. I think that actor who got fired or edited out of the movie, I don't think he had that big of a role. Vin Diesel at least did the pacifier, but didn't The Rock do the Tooth Fairy or whatever that was called? So maybe I do have to give The Rock a little bit of credit. Maybe I do. Ryan Reynolds was good in The Hitman's Bodyguard with Sam Jackson. I did like that movie. I didn't think it was like spectacular or anything, but I had a good time with that. I think I even may have a review on this channel of that. That was like 3 years ago at this point. Time flies. I'm hoping Ezra referenced Cyborg in the CW crossover. Ray Fisher will continue on in the role. Man, I really hope Ray Fisher gets some involvement in a future DC movie. Whether it's Flashpoint or gets his own thing, you know. And, you know, can't wait to see more of his stuff. I still can't fathom how Martin Campbell, director of Casino Royale and Mask of Zorro, ended up making Green Lantern. Yeah, it's crazy to think that, man. It's crazy. Just how tonally different is Green Lantern and Casino Royale? Like, that's night and day. Night and day. You know, just at a glance, you wouldn't think that's even the same director at all. Like, there's one doesn't resemble the other, like, really one bit. I like Ryan Reynolds. He can do more, and Deadpool 2 was rushed. Yeah, Deadpool 2, like, I really liked the Cable stuff, but I don't know. Just sort of like I don't know. There's some elements I liked, and I would say I liked it more than I disliked it. But yeah, I mean, it does seem like they rushed it. Like, I feel like they filmed those movies pretty close together. Like, it was within 2 years that the sequel was out. Well, shit, it's still the same character, just babysitting. That's true, man. That's true. The Rock did that Tower film where he was missing a leg. That's true. Didn't he use the leg to like to ride a cable, like a zip line, something like that? I don't know. I never saw the movie. Was it Skyscraper? Wasn't I think that's what it was, as a Skyscraper. But yeah, it's always like disaster, like big explosive. Like, he's trying to be like the modern Schwarzenegger or like Stallone. I don't know. Just a personal preference. I'm not the biggest Dwayne Johnson fan. I forget. Did you like Birds of Prey, and do you want a sequel with or without Harley? I I didn't hate Birds of Prey, but I didn't think it was really that great. Um, you know, like this, I didn't really care all too much for the story, like the stuff with Black Mask and the diamond and all that sort of stuff. Um, and then like Harley feels like an it just doesn't feel like the same character, even though she's supposed to be like, uh, you know, she went through like the breakup with the Joker and stuff like that. It just tonally, it didn't feel like it connected. You know what I mean? Um, and it makes me wonder, like, what's Harley going to be like in the Suicide Squad with James Gunn directing that? I don't know. It's just like, let's get some consistency with this character. But I don't know. I just thought the movie was kind of whatever. Like, I tried rewatching it on HBO Max, and I just checked out like 2/3 of the way through the movie. Um, but at the same time, like I have a like nearly a 1.5 year old, and watching anything is a challenge these days. So that may have played a part in it. Just not being able to like follow along when you have uh, a baby making noise and distracting and stuff like that. So uh, sometime later on, I'll give it the proper rewatch. But from what I saw in theaters, like when I walked out of the theaters a little underwhelmed, I guess. And not that I was expecting a lot, but I don't know. I was hoping more from Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. I didn't really like that kind of character. Um, but the Elizabeth Winstead stuff, I did like that. I wish she had more to do in the film because I liked that sort of like mafia story that they did with her character. Um, I just thought they should have given her a little bit more screen time. And I'd say the same with like Black Canary too. I've never seen Green Lantern, but pop culture has filled in the blanks. Just looks bland. That's true. I'd give it a watch though. I'd give it a watch for shits and giggles. Like maybe get some drinks and some friends and stuff like that and watch it. He was missing a leg in the Tooth Fairy too, pretty sure. Is it a sequel? I don't really think it is, but that'd be funny if it was. I agree about The Rock. He can and Gas done more. Don't care about Black Adam, but can't wait for Shazam 2. Hope we see Billy get to interact with the League. That would be rad. Um, Now I did like Shazam. I thought it was a pretty fun, and I really liked David S. Sandberg, and just following him on social media, and he does his own like horror short films, like just 5-minute short movies on his YouTube channel, Pony Smasher, and the guy is hilarious. And I even remember leading up to Shazam, like he would post these like funny like Instagram videos of like doing like pre-production, and he had this like mountain of like Coke. Was it Coke Zero or Coke Sugar Free? It was like one of those, and just on his like desk, like at the Warner Brothers lot. It's just the guy is hilarious, and I like watching this dude like going from making a short in Sweden and it getting picked up by Warner Brothers and turned into like a feature film, and then doing Annabelle Creation. Well, he went from Lights Out to Annabelle Creation to Shazam. It's like fully watching this dude like just making like a YouTube short to directing these massive blockbusters. It's just awesome to watch this dude's career sort of grow. But I really liked the horror elements he threw in Shazam. Like the whole conference room scene with Dr. I forget the doctor's name. I can't think of it. Starts with an S. It's not Savitar. That's from Flash season 2 or 3, right? But anyway, the whole conference room scene with the villain guy's dad, who was in Batman and Robin, and he's made various sort of cameos in DC stuff over the years. But yeah, that sequence was great, and just the whole kind of horror elements he threw in there. Yeah, Skyscraper, and I just saw in his IMDb he might doing Big Trouble in Little China. The Rock doesn't have the same charisma as Arnie. Back in the day, I went to every Arnie movie. Dang, that's quite a badge to wear, man. You should be proud of that. Zach P, pretty sure The Rock signed on knowing he would be connected in the long haul. He's been signed on to do Black Adam since like 2013, 2014, something like that, right? The Harry Lennox news was super exciting too when that dropped. Makes total sense in retrospect. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome if they pull it off. What would seal it for me for Shazam would be, or would have been, using Hans Zimmer's Superman theme and actually get Henry Cavill. I know, man. It still makes me mad when I see like a screenshot of uh, them at the lunch table with Superman standing there with his freaking lunch tray and the head cut off at the camera. I hated that. I hated that. It pissed me off. He was in Smallville as Lex's dad. That's right. But anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We've been going for, I don't know, feels like a while. I don't have my timer here. But thanks for joining me. Make sure to hit that like button. Do me a solid, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. Help drive and feed the algorithm. And maybe I'll see you sometime Saturday, do another live stream, or at least have a video talking all things Zack Snyder's Justice League. We've got Shazam, the Batman, Wonder Woman 84, the Suicide Squad, Black Adam. Tons of stuff coming our way. Are we going to be able to handle it? It's going to be like scanners where our brain's just going to implode. You know what I mean? Too much information, too much knowledge, too much awesomeness. It's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait. But I just hope I can catch it all, because, you know, it's not going to be like you can instantly like rewatch it after it finishes. You know, there's just certain windows where they're going to be playing this stuff back. So hopefully we can catch it, and excited to kind of hear what you guys think of everything. So let me know down below, guys. I'm Rex Overdrive. I'll see you next time.